Look, I'm going to be straight with you. What I am about to teach you in the next 15 minutes will fundamentally change how you see every human interaction for the rest of your life. Your father didn't teach you this. Your teachers sure as hell didn't. And most men will go to their graves never understanding these principles. 500 years ago, a man named Niccolò Machiavelli wrote down the most dangerous truths about human nature ever documented. Truths so uncomfortable that his book was banned by the Catholic Church. Truths so powerful that every world leader studies them in private while publicly condemning them. And here's the thing that'll blow your mind. These aren't theories. This is the operating manual for how humans actually work. Not how we pretend to work, not how we wish we worked. How we actually work. So why didn't your father teach you this? Simple, because his father didn't teach him. Because we've been programmed to believe that understanding power makes you evil. That strategic thinking makes you manipulative. That seeing reality clearly makes you cynical. Well, I'm about to make you cynical and powerful and dangerous. Because ignorance isn't virtue, it's weakness. Here's the first truth your father never told you. People are not rational actors seeking their best interests. They are emotional creatures seeking to avoid pain and discomfort. Machiavelli wrote, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. For everyone can see and few can feel." Translation: people make decisions based on what looks good, not what is good. Watch this play out everywhere. Your friend who asks for dating advice, but ignores it because it requires effort. Your coworker who complains about being broke while buying daily Starbucks. The woman who says she wants a nice guy, but consistently chooses the opposite. Here's what this means for you. Never try to logic someone into something. Appeal to their emotions, their image, their immediate gratification. Want to influence someone? Don't tell them what's best for them. Show them what makes them feel better about themselves. Most men try to win arguments with facts. Alpha males win by understanding that facts don't change minds. Feelings do. The man who masters this controls every room he enters. Your father probably taught you that loyalty is everything. That you should be loyal to your friends, your company, your woman. Machiavelli had different ideas. He said, since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than love. Here's the brutal reality. Loyalty without reciprocity is just being used. Think about the most successful men you know. Are they blindly loyal? Hell no. They're strategically loyal. They understand that loyalty is a two-way street. And the moment someone breaks that contract, all bets are off. That friend who only calls when he needs something, he's not loyal to you. That company that preaches family values while laying people off, they're not loyal to you. That woman who keeps her options open while expecting your commitment, she's not loyal to you. Be generous with your loyalty, but ruthless about withdrawing it. A man who continues to give loyalty where it's not returned isn't noble. He's a fool, and fools get walked on. Machiavelli's lesson: inspire loyalty through strength and value, not through weakness and need. Here's something your father definitely didn't teach you. Your reputation isn't about being liked. It's about being respected. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Translation: perception is reality in human interactions. Most men think authenticity means showing everything about yourself. Wrong. Strategic authenticity means controlling what people see while remaining true to your core. You know what's interesting? The men who complain about being misunderstood are usually the ones with the weakest reputations. They think, if people just knew the real them, everything would change. Here's the truth they can't handle. The real you isn't what matters. What matters is the version of you that serves your goals. Want to be seen as competent? Never complain about problems, only present solutions. Want to be seen as valuable? Don't always be available. Scarcity creates value. Want to be seen as powerful? Never explain your decisions to people who can't affect your life. Consistency plus mystery plus controlled vulnerability equals magnetic reputation. Your father probably taught you to avoid conflict, to be peaceful, to try to get along with everyone. Machiavelli said the opposite. There is no avoiding war. It can only be postponed to the advantage of others. What this really means: conflict isn't something that happens to you. It's something that's always happening around you. And if you're not prepared, you're already losing. Every successful man I know understands this principle. They're not looking for fights, but they're never surprised by them. They prepare for confrontation during times of peace. In your career, someone is always trying to take your position. In relationships, there's always another man willing to take your place. In social situations, There's always someone testing your boundaries. Don't start wars, but always be ready to finish them. The man who is prepared for conflict rarely has to engage in it. Why? Because people sense his readiness and choose easier targets. Build your skills when you don't need them. Save money when you're making it. Network when you don't need favors. Stay in shape when you're not being threatened. Machiavelli's wisdom. The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves. Be both. Here's the biggest lie your father probably told you. Just be nice, and people will like you. Wrong. Machiavelli understood the difference between being nice and being good. Being nice is about avoiding discomfort. Being good is about doing what's right, even when it's hard. You want to know why women say they want nice guys but date bad boys? Because they confuse nice with weak. They confuse agreeable with good. Nice guys avoid difficult conversations. Good men have them. Nice guys say what people want to hear. Good men say what people need to hear. Nice guys seek approval. Good men earn respect. Look at any powerful man, CEOs, presidents, champions. Are they nice? Not in the way most people define it. They're fair, they help others. But they're not people pleasers. They're not afraid of disappointing people who don't matter. Strength with kindness is attractive. Weakness with niceness is repulsive. You can be kind without being weak. You can be good without being nice. Machiavelli's insight. Men are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions. Don't be the victim, be the man who sees clearly. So here we are. I've just given you 5 truths that will make you see human nature differently forever. Your father didn't teach you these because he probably didn't know them himself. Our society doesn't teach them because they want men who are predictable, manageable and weak, but you're not weak anymore. You understand that people are emotional, not rational, that loyalty must be earned and reciprocated. That reputation is strategic, that conflict is inevitable, that strength and goodness are not opposites. This isn't about becoming manipulative. It's about becoming unmovable. It's about understanding the game everyone else is playing, while pretending they're not playing it. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But above all, never be ignored. You now have the knowledge to never be ignored again. Use it wisely. And remember, I probably shouldn't have taught you this. But here we are. If this opened your eyes to something you've ever feel like you have big dreams, but no energy to make them happen. You think I'll do it tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. You want to do great things, but it feels so hard to even start. You think about writing a book, getting fit, or learning something new, but instead you scroll on your phone or watch TV. Why does this happen? It's not because you're lazy forever. It's because the tasks feel too big when something feels too hard. Your brain says, let's do something easier. But the good news, you can fix this laziness isn't who you are, it's just a habit, and habits can change. Think about how often you've been stuck because the goal felt impossible. You want to save money, but the thought of cutting back on everything feels like too much. Or you want to get healthier, but the idea of running every day seems exhausting. It's not that you don't care, it's that your brain is wired to avoid pain and seek comfort, but you can outsmart your brain. Here are 3 simple steps to help you stop being lazy and start doing what matters. Step 1, make it small. Big tasks feel scary, so make them small. For example, if you want to write a book, don't think about writing 200 pages, just write 1 sentence today. Small steps are easier and make you feel good. Think of it like climbing a mountain. You don't jump to the top, you take 1 step, then another. Do the same with your goals. Small wins add up. Here's another example. If you want to learn a new skill like playing guitar, don't try to learn an entire song in 1 day, just practice 1 chord over time. Those small efforts turn into big results. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. Step 2, create easy routines. Don't rely on willpower. Set up routines. Willpower runs out, but routines make things automatic. For example, if you want to exercise, put your shoes by your bed. That way, when you wake up, it's easy to get started. Think of routines like training wheels. They make things easier until you can do them naturally. What's 1 small routine you can start today? Maybe it's writing a to-do list every morning, or drinking a glass of water as soon as you wake up. These small habits create structure and help you build momentum. Step 3, use the 2-minute rule. The hardest part is starting. So promise yourself you'll work on something for just 2 minutes. That's it. Want to read a book? Read 1 page. Want to clean your room? Start with 1 corner. Once you start, it's easier to keep going. It's like pushing a ball down a hill. The first push is hard, but after that it rolls on its own. Here's a bonus tip. Reward yourself for starting after you've done your 2 minutes. Celebrate. In a small way, maybe it's listening to your favorite song, or taking a short break. Rewards make starting feel good and motivate you to keep going. Here's the truth: everyone starts small. The people you admire, they struggle too. They kept going. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. Think of your dreams like a fire right now. It's a tiny spark. Every small action you take is like adding fuel. Keep adding fuel, and soon you'll have a roaring fire. So what will you do today to light that fire? Remember, it's okay to fail. Everyone fails. What matters is that you get back up and try again. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the journey, so be kind to yourself and keep moving forward. Let's keep it simple. If you're ambitious but lazy, here's what to do. 1. Make tasks small and easy. 2. Create routines to help you. 3. Start with just 2 minutes of effort. That's it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Pick one thing and take a small step today. Your dreams are waiting for you. Go make them happen. And remember this: you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Even small efforts done regularly can create massive change, but you can't stay consistent without taking action. Most people believe success has a deadline, that if you haven't made it by a certain age, you never will. But psychology tells a very different story. Some lives don't rise early, they ripen slowly. Machiavelli observed that many of the most psychologically complete individuals do not peak in youth. Their early years are spent absorbing, struggling, and silently forming an inner structure strong enough to carry meaning later in life. While others chase recognition, late bloomers are unconsciously preparing. They often feel behind, out of sync, misunderstood, yet this delay is not failure. It is incubation. Late bloomers develop depth before direction. They suffer longer, but they see clearer. When they finally move forward, they do not chase approval. They move with inevitability. Their success doesn't look loud. It looks earned. This is not a story about motivation. It's about timing, individuation, and why some people must walk through confusion before they can walk with certainty. If you feel like life has tested you longer than others, this video will explain why most late bloomers spend the first half of their lives believing something is wrong with them. They watch others move smoothly through milestones, confidence, clarity, success, while they feel stalled, delayed, or invisible. Society quietly teaches them that timing is proof of worth. Early achievement becomes evidence of talent. Speed becomes evidence of intelligence. And anyone who lags behind internalizes a subtle shame. But psychology reveals something far more unsettling and far more hopeful. Not all development is meant to be visible early. Some personalities are structured inward before they are expressed outward. Their growth happens below the surface in ways that cannot be measured by resumes, income, or recognition. What looks like delay is often depth forming without applause. This kind of person is not built for rapid ascent. They are built for endurance. In early life, the psyche is tasked with adaptation, learning how to survive, belong, and function in the external world. For many, this process flows easily. For late bloomers, it doesn't. They struggle not because they are incapable, but because their inner world is more complex than the roles offered to them. They feel misaligned long before they understand why. They may try to force themselves into paths that don't fit, careers that drain them, identities that feel hollow, relationships that feel performative. Each attempt fails quietly, reinforcing the belief that they are behind. But beneath that frustration, something essential is happening. The false self is being rejected. This is painful and it takes time. Late bloomers are often more introspective, more sensitive to meaning, more resistant to shallow rewards. Their psyche refuses shortcuts. While others learn how to win approval, they are unconsciously learning how to tell truth from illusion. That difference costs them years. They may appear indecisive, slow, or lost, but internally they are gathering material. Emotional experiences, disappointments, contradictions, unanswered questions. This accumulation forms a dense psychological foundation. Without it, what comes later would collapse. Many late bloomers experience early adulthood as a kind of prolonged fog. They know what they don't want long before they know what they do. And that absence of clarity feels like failure in a world obsessed with direction. But clarity that comes too early is often borrowed. Late bloomers are not borrowing. They are forging. Their struggles are not random. They are formative. Every delay forces deeper reflection. Every misfit role sharpens self-awareness. Every collapse removes another borrowed identity. Over time, something rare begins to form inner authority. This is why late bloomers often seem older than their age emotionally, and younger than their age professionally. Their inner world matures long before their outer life. He is always watching, always learning, always guarding the citadel. The door to the cage is open. You have walked out. Don't walk back in just because you miss the company. Keep walking into the dark, into the deep. That is where the treasure is. If this opened your eyes, understand this is only what I can show publicly. There are videos I cannot upload for everyone. There are aspects of dark psychology that I simply cannot discuss publicly on YouTube without being censored or demonetized. The algorithm suppresses the most powerful information. Those exist behind the join button. If you're still here, you're not like the others. Subscribe if you haven't, but if you want what's hidden, click the join button and step into the architect level. You will unlock exclusive uncensored videos that dive into the deepest parts of the human psyche. Most won't, that's the point. Connect with new update comment below your thoughts.